So today's super easy peasy recipe is steak, mash and veg. So we've got some filet pieces. You have to ask the butcher especially for these. This is the meat that lies over the ribs, usually quite fatty. You just ask the butcher to just have flat pieces for you. So these are your flat steak pieces. We've got some Amina's Wonder Spice, amazing stuff, steak chops marinade. And we've also got some Shan chopped steaks masala, really nice. Some ketchup, we've got our veg, some oil, some lemon juice. We've got our spices here, and then we've got the things that we're going to make our mash with. Let's cook. So in the pan that you're going to cook with, you're going to add about 3 tablespoons of oil. So next you put in half of your bottle of steak and chops marinade by Amina's. Wonderful stuff, very, very rich, strong flavours and really tasty. Next, half your pack of fried chops Shan masala. This is also quite strong, it's really lovely. Next, for that tang, we're going to put some ketchup, probably about 2-3 tablespoons. Some lemon juice. And your spices, not too much because there's already lots in the masalas you're putting in. You've got your minced garlic, about 1.5 teaspoon, about half a teaspoon of crushed red chilli, pink Himalayan salt, some beef stock powder, some coarse black pepper and some parsley straight into here, and give it a good mix. Add your steak pieces, make sure they're well coated, and ideally you would marinate this for some time in the fridge. You could marinate it up to 2-3 days, even up to a week really with lamb, because there's quite a lot of there's oil in here and there's some sugars in here as well in the sauces. So straight in here and refrigerate. So once it's chilled and you're going to take it out and cook it, all you're going to do is put a little bit of water in, probably about half a cup, put the lid on it and steam it. Now the longer you steam it, the more tender it is, and I will show you what to do after you've steamed it. So while your meat is cooking, you're going to do your creamy mash. So we've quartered all the potatoes. You're going to put in a little bit of oil, just a sprinkle, and some parsley, and some about 1 spoon of pink Himalayan salt. So we're going to cover the potatoes with water and we're going to boil it until they start to get soft.
So whilst your steak is cooking, we're going to do a really quick steamed vegetable side. So for that you're going to need 1 pack of frozen vegetables. Mine's 1 kg and that's usually enough for my household. And your seasonings is 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of chicken or veg stock, whichever one you like, but that's optional to be honest, I just like it for the flavour, and 1 teaspoon of parsley, freeze-dried parsley. So we're going to use a little bit of this garlic butter as well. Okay, so you're going to put your pan on lowish heat and throw in about a tablespoon of butter and let that just melt. Once that's nice and melted, you're just going to throw in your bag of frozen veg. And you're just going to add in your spices on top of that now. So because these are going to be steamed, the best way to make sure that they're not going to stick to the bottom of the pan, you can add a little bit of water. So not too much because they're frozen vegetables, they're going to release their own water anyway. So just a little bit to line the bottom of the pan. And then you're just going to put your lid on top and you're going to keep your gas on a nice low to medium heat and you can just let them steam for about 10 to 15 minutes.
So your steak's been cooking for a good hour and 15 minutes, and now the meat should be really tender. You need to just gently take the lamb pieces out, drain them, and we're going to thicken the gravy. So you're going to bulk out your gravy a little bit by putting some boiling water in it. Taste it to make sure that you haven't lost any of the flavour. You might need some more salt, and then you're going to add your gravy granules just to thicken it. Once you've got that lovely thick rich gravy, you're going to gently place your steak back into here. Replace the lid and steam for another 5 minutes. So the potatoes have been drained. I've just done it straight into the pan, put a lid on it and just tipped it over, so I've got rid of the moisture. And we're going to start mashing the potatoes. So there's a little bit of water in the bottom, and you want just a tiny bit to make sure that you have a little bit of moisture, so that we're going to make them a bit creamy. As you start to season, we're going to put some pink Himalayan salt. I put in a little bit of chicken seasoning, some black pepper, some half a teaspoon of thyme, dried thyme, and some white pepper, and that goes straight in as well. I'm also going to add some Lurpak garlic butter. I mean, there's loads of different brands, but tastes really nice, really creamy, straight into the mixture. Some fresh chives, chopped finely. And finally, you're going to add some single cream, and you just add a little bit in as you're mashing the mixture to a nice creamy texture. Now that your mash is done, let's plate up. And there you have it, your steak, mash and veg dinner. Enjoy!